How's my boy? How's my bike, huh? Red. Red. Come sit up here, please. Red. Come around here. Today, I got the international world famous pretty boy Leif with me today. Mr. Genetic Superstar. He's a stud dog extraordinaire, this guy. Phenomenal big fella. Beautiful dog. So I got out here with me as well. Hey, Torbjorn, Denali, come by me, boys. I got my two boys laying right there. Hey, boys, come by me. I may have to rotate. Come on, boys. What do you got there? Come by me, boys. Come on. Come here. Oh, they got something, Leif. What do they got? Let's move our camera. Come on, Leif. We'll turn the camera. What do you boys got? What do you boys got? What do you boys got? That's Denali on the left and Torbjorn on the right. These are sons of pretty boy Leif. These are rock star big fellas, let me tell you. Amazing guys. Well, they want to sit right there, that's totally fine. You just stay right there, Leif. Good boy. Good boy, Leif. Good boy. Let me sit right in here with you guys. Okay? Can I come right in with you guys? Can I get in here? What? How's my guys? How's all my guys? Come on up here. Good boy. How's my boy? How's my boy? These are really, really good dogs, these two. Oh my goodness. So they're basically at their end of their 16-week training. They're just final days here. We're just doing some last hikes before they head home. Their skills are locked in. They're amazing. They can hike remote terrain all day out here. They're totally fine. We left early. Now, for those that don't know, if this is the first video you saw but mine, I'm a Canadian Elkhound preservation breeder. So I preserve old working lines. And what I do is I set these pups up for families that want a really good family hiking dog and working dog, and we run the old working lines. Now in preservation work, you gotta keep your old female lines running. The genetics follow down. We keep our male lines running and our female lines running. But in order to keep our female lines running, we need to bring in outcross males. And so we brought in pretty boy Leif as an outcross stud dog for our females, for our working females. And that's what produces these magnificent dogs, these full genetic rich, full instinct dogs. They're just amazing. Now Denali, he's going down to a great family down in Washington. And this is just a really nice fella. Torbjorn's going to up Anchorage, Alaska, and Jay is waiting on him to get up there, and Leif is trying to say, hey, no, don't push on my camera, boys. I've had a few camera tumbles, of course, and that's par for the course with rough tumble dogs, right? We got to deal with that, don't we, Torbjorn? We got to deal with that. Oh my goodness. Oh my boy. What a good boy. Oh, you guys are good. Oh my goodness. You guys are so fantastic. Now I'll tell you the secret was working in remote terrain, off leash in this kind of terrain, game rich area. Your dogs better like you. And they better like you more than the distractions. And they better focus on you more than the distractions. And if you haven't been able to build a bond with them, go take them out here. There's so many distractions that you better know what you're doing. Now, the beauty of this line here, this pup, Leif I had to train, but these pups, you see, they come out instinctively focused because my females are all full instinct-rich females, so they focus on the handler, so they pass all that down. Now, Leif, deep inside this genetic masterpiece, is old world genetics. Leif, of course, right out of the show line, one of the best show lines in the world, and genetically, he's a masterpiece of a work of art, Elkhound art, this guy. This is a Vin Melka dog, and so we brought him in because of his background, his genetic makeup, because it matches our females, and that's what creates these guys. These two boys are better than Leif simply because of the combination of the female and Leif's background. Leif is a magnificent fella, no doubt about it, but these two boys are better. Now, these are the best in the world, these guys. I mean, there are no Elkhounds that surpass these boys. These will run with any in the world. And very, very good. Now, when Leif came, he came at about 11 months, and he hadn't seen snow, and he hadn't been off leash, and he hadn't hiked the mountain regions. So I put him through the same training program as those guys, and I had a pup exactly that age, 16 weeks. His name was Mon, absolute rock star, and I had him train Leif. And Leif modeled that little guy. It was a guy this size right here, and turned into this magnificent fella. So Leif is fully skilled out here. I can train with him now. He's so good off leash. We come about 4 kilometers this morning. We left early. And we just had a great time. Never have to say their name. They do what they're supposed to do. It's really, really nice. Now, the background of Leif, of course, is the best in North America. It's the Pat Trotter, one of the best breeders in the world, put her whole life into raising excellent Elkhounds. And so when we wanted a really, really good genetic match for our lines, we went to the very best, of course. And Leif has done an exceptional job. Matched up with our females, which are undoubtedly the best in the world, you end up with those incredible pups. And they're phenomenal. Now, they get some of Leif's great personality. Leif is ultra friendly, if you didn't see it already. He is ultra friendly. My boys are personable, but they're tempered a little bit by the females. But Leif himself, wow, he's ultra friendly. You boys, settle down, relax. Now, Leif's got spunk too. He can handle himself. He looks after things in the yard. He handles the perimeter fence, so he's first line against the bears that come up from the bottom end. He's doing a good job. And very, very good that way. I got a couple other big males on the other side, watching the other side too. The big cats come down and stuff. So, but Leif, he's fully qualified. He's capable. He can hustle. So these little guys here, I'll tell you the difference between the instincts on Leif versus the instincts on the boys. Leif has the instincts in him. They're just not right on the surface. The boys, they're right on the surface. So back over here, the water is back behind us, so the game all hang up in here and sleep up here. We're going to head to the water after. But we got elk, moose, deer, everything up here, bears, everything's up here. But we crossed 2 big game beds just back over here. Now Leif, he just cruises right over them. The boys, their heads just plummet straight down, boom, and they're just locked on those beds, and they're just stuck there. And they're all around that area. They're checking absolutely everything out. And so the instincts to go after those ungulates is right on the surface. It's just they're ready to hunt already. It's quite fascinating. Now, as a preservation breeder, you see, I have to put them out in the real world, and I have to see those instincts. That way I know I'm preserving them. If you never get the dog out of the yard, you've got no clue if the dog has any instincts, or if they're on the surface or buried. And some breeders have all but lost all the instincts. I got another fancy show female that I brought in to help preserve my male lines, and her instincts are deep down inside the dog. Her genetic makeup is phenomenal, but again, instincts are... See, these guys are already hunting. They already caught a rodent there. Now that's pretty cool. Now how'd you guys get that? And how'd you get that? Huh? I cannot believe it. You guys are good. You guys are good. Actually, I can't believe it. But, you know, what a good set of boys. What a good set of boys. So yeah. Now, these pups are on what's called the Desna Training program. Very nice program, because we cement all their abilities in. Take all their instinctive abilities and cement them in. Yeah, you can have that rodent, buddy. You keep them. Don't bring them to me. See, they're good, boy. They'd like to give them to me. That's right, boys. That's good, boys. Bring the big guy a snack. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, too funny. Hey, Leif, come by me. We'll just film for a second. So yeah, we're having fun today. It's a good day to be out. We get up early and go early because we're getting some hot temps. But it's cooler up here, so it's nicer. We get the breezes and now on this program, the Desna program, not everybody takes the Desna program. But the Desna program is designed so that if you want to leave the pup for an additional 8 weeks, you can. And we lock in all his off-leash abilities, all his instincts, all his ability to focus on the handler. We set him up to learn. And he's really good when he gets home. He's all set up and ready to rock. Now, the other thing that does is it builds all his social skills. So he runs with many dogs, and primarily males in lots and lots of cases. Use the males. Now, lots of breeders don't have the full tilt males anymore, and they haven't got them around the pup, so the pup is not exposed to that. Whereas here, they're exposed to all the full tilt, the big boys and everybody. The young males like Leif, the big old boys, everything. So they get full exposure. So they get to see all the pack scenario. Plus we got pack ranked dogs. We get a full pack. So they get to understand how the rank works. Very good when you take a dog home that's pack ranked. Now, in a true working Elkhound, Leif's got the true working instincts in him, and all I had to do is draw them out correctly, of course. Every time I stop, you see, then the pups stop, Leif stops, everybody stops. Yeah, they go a little ways, but they're not off. They're not heading out. When I stop, they stop. I don't have to tell them to stop. I don't have to tell them to stay, nothing. That's the genetic makeup, and so it's just, that's what happens. Now, I brought my breakfast up, I got my coffee, I put a pack on this morning, and I'm just going to sit and have my lunch. This is what these guys will do. They'll just be hanging out. When I get up, pack up, ready to go, away we go, they'll be ready to rock. These are really good to hike with. Like they're the very best in the world. They're just exceptional. So yeah, we have a really fun time with these guys. Now, families get a hold of us simply because we're the last old preservation working breeder left. It's kind of in almost all dog world business stuff now, all dog breeding, it's almost all show dogs. And there's less and less old world breeders left because it requires a huge investment in time, money. Show breeders, they can just house a female and stud dog a male from somebody else and no big deal. They're not really developing any genetics, they're not developing any instinctive skills, they're not testing them, so it's quite easy for show breeders. They just put the dog in the show and make sure he looks good, so on and so forth. Raise nice dogs. Whereas an old world preservation breeder, of course, we got to work the dogs, and we got to keep both sides of the genetic line, the female side and the male side. And so in order to preserve female lines, of course, you got to bring in males, and you got to bring in males with a background in female genetics that are superior. And this particular genetic package right here is the very best, outside of my lines, this is the very best female genetic line package there is. He's extremely good from the female side. I mean, this is the famous Marquetta, Callista, Kingdom's Eye Candy. I mean, this is some serious female genetics in this guy. So you combine that with mine, and wow. So that keeps my female line going. And then down the road, we'll bring in another really good male, and so on. I've got the boys in Norway right now. They're in end of August here. We'll have a litter, and we're going to bring over an old world working boy from there, a full hunting champion offspring, and bring him in for those females that are a combination out of this. I kept the female sister to these boys from this big male here. Her name is Letta. I kept her, so she will carry on. These are 4th generation dogs, right? So Letta will carry on, and she'll have our 5th generation there, and then we can carry on our genetic lineage. Now, of course, understanding that this boy comes out of the Marquetta, the famous Marquetta, like traces back to Marquetta. He's a few generations away from her, but that's why I named that little female Letta, because I took Leif and Marquetta, so Letta. So Leif is a very, very genetically good match for my dogs. Even though he's a show dog, that's okay. His skills have shown up. They've come out. I would probably venture a guess Leif's probably one of the most skilled off-leash mountain dogs in North America of all show dogs. I would have to venture a guess that there's not another breeder that's taken a dog of this caliber and just wandering around the bush with them. I don't think they've got the confidence to do it. And you have to have faith in the genetics of the dog and the skill of your training. Of course, there's no way I could catch those boys. They can hustle. And so if I didn't count on them to hang with me in 15, 20 feet, they're out of sight. There's no way they're saying where they are. So I trust these genetics. But other breeders don't have that confidence. And understandably, they just don't have this genetic, so it's tough. But yeah, fun time. So we're going to snake down. You can see the aspens here, right? And we snake down through these aspens, and back in there, there's a creek in there with a spring. I always, when we get up high, we see that big hill back up there that you were looking at. We eyeglass all the aspen spots, and so we mark them all out. We know there's water in it, and so we can navigate in. So when I hike, I'm always in the back of my mind, we're going to hike to where water is. I mean, it's hot and dry, right? This 2-hour trip up here, it's a long haul. We're 4,600 feet here. So we'll sneak our way back into that water. It's a spring, beautiful, best taste water in the world. All the way over on out of them springs. So yeah, we'll cruise back in there. The boys, they've been working hard. I'm gonna have my breakfast. Boys, come by me one last time. Let's show you boys off. Torbjorn, Denali, come boys. Come on, Leif. Come say goodbye. What a good boy. What a good boy, Leif. Leif is a true rock star boy. And hats off to Pat Trotter for breeding such a wonderful dog to help us preserve these old working lines, boy. Yeah. And big of her to step up and help us do that. I'll tell you what, that's pretty cool. Leif, he left the show world behind and took on a much greater role. He's helping preserve some of the very oldest lines in the world, and some of the very best there is, and his genetics will live on a lot further out in the working world. His days of show are now out in the bush. Yeah, this is the true show place anyway. This is his true calling right here. He's a good old boy. He's just a young fella. He's got a lot of years to hike and stuff. Hey, how's my boy Denali? And Denali, he's going to carry things on. Torbjorn. So it's very, very cool. So yeah, very cool. There's my buddy. There's my buddy. He's going up to Anchorage. He's going to be chasing up some moose up there. He'll be holding them back, waiting for Jay to come up, and she'll get one. She'll be skinning one of them babies out. Right, buddy? Good boy. This is a masterpiece, these two boys. Oh my goodness. Yep, there's nothing like these two. All right, Leif, good video. Let's have our breakfast, buddy.